Hey everybody, it's Wes and Shonda, and we are driving through Europe currently. More specifically, we are leaving the Netherlands and heading to Germany. And we just wanted to give you a few tips on driving over here if you haven't yet driven over here, because things are a little different than they are in the US. So the good news is most of Europe drives on the same side of the road that we do, so that part's pretty easy. The speed limits here are the speed limit. You don't speed here. It just, people don't do it.
Oh yeah, and you should tell them the fancy thing about how
Will
cars,
do.
Yeah.
But the good news is, the 2 times that we've driven over here and rented a car, your dashboard will tell you when the speed limit changes. So, like currently, it's 100 kilometers per hour. And if we hit another speed change, the dashboard will tell you that. So that's a good thing. The other thing that's really important over here is that you do not drive in the left lane unless you are passing someone. I mean, you legit just don't drive in it like people do in the States. You will get in trouble for that. You can get pulled over. So you have to be passing a car or a group of cars or be moving with traffic. You can't just get over here and drive. So that's actually kind of nice, because in the States I don't think that people sort of obey that enough.
No, and the semis only stay in the far 2 right lanes.
Correct. The semis have the speed limits that they are allowed to go, like the maximum speed limit posted on the back, and they don't get in the passing lane. So that's nice.
They never get in the far left.
The other important thing is about gas over here. The first time we stopped at a gas station, we had no clue what we were doing. You don't swipe cards and pay at the pump here like you do in the States. You generally pay after the fact. We found a few where you pay beforehand, and it's liters over here, not gallons, so you have to do some math, you have to convert, and everything is diesel over here, which is better for the environment. So it does take a minute. Thankfully, we had somebody at the gas station that spoke English that was able to help us, which is funny. You wouldn't think that would be the thing that you have to learn about before you drive over here, but it definitely is. Stopping at the gas station, don't panic. I mean,
there's a lot of versions of diesel.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Just like at home, there's like, economy, premium, ultimate, and you just have to know like what your car takes. But yeah, it's funny. I did not think that stopping to get gas would be the most difficult thing about driving over here, but in fact it is. So we just wanted to give you a few pointers.
Oh, I was gonna say, you should probably mention that you should look up a sign guide, because there are some weird signs here, and then also the speed limits sometimes on some of the highways change during certain hours of the day.
Correct. Like the freeway we're on right now, it's 100 kilometers per hour from 6 in the morning. I want to say it was until like 7 at night.
Yeah.
And then it goes up to 120
kilometers an hour, yeah.
Correct. From 1900 to 6. So it is important to pay attention to things like that.
Yeah, and then if you can find any of the ones with the 3/ signs, that's unlimited speed limit, which is awesome. And then
It's
you can
not.
drive like 100 miles per hour down the highway.
It's not. I don't love it.
I love those.
That makes me nervous. But yeah, there are quite a few freeways over here that have no speed limit at all. But typically what I will say is that most of the cars, unless they're sports cars or like high performance cars like BMWs or whatever, don't go terribly fast. I would say like 90 miles per hour is about the average that people drive when there's no speed limit.
Depends on the section. We've been on some spot where some people, I've been going 100 and the car flies by like quick, and they're probably going 150 or something.
Right.
Miles per hour.
And I will say on the Autobahn, we were on that once and we will probably be on it again. Man, we probably saw like 5 or 6 sports cars fly by us.
Yeah, and I've already heard you can, in the summer, you can crash sports bikes that will be super fast.
No, thank you. I'm a little more cautious that way. But we just wanted to give you those few little tips so that if you do drive over here, you sort of know what you're doing, and maybe the next time we stop and get gas, I'll have Wes shoot a little video on how to do that, because honestly, I swear to you, that is the most...
It's confusing.
Yeah, it's the most confusing
It'll stress
thing.
you out.
Yeah, if you're easily stressed out...
especially if your tank's empty and nobody can speak English at where you're at.
Right. So, I mean, the best thing is just don't panic. Like, you can probably find other YouTube videos, but that's why we're kind of gonna make one to help you out, because when we came over the first time, we couldn't find a video. We were probably there for like 15 minutes until somebody came over that spoke English and offered to help us. So,
luckily they were tourists that figured out the same problem the day before.
Right. Yeah, so that's sort of been the most difficult thing, but, and I would say, like, I was going to say once you figure it out, it's a piece of cake, but that's not true, because we just stopped again and sort of had to think it through and, you know, like do conversions of gallons to liters and things like that to figure it out. So just a couple tips there on the driving here, and hopefully we can get a video of Wes getting gas. So thanks. There you can see the speed limit.
That's right there.
On the screen in front of you. And then it's nice, just like at home, they've got a full screen that you can hook up your phone to. So if you're using Waze like we are, or, you know, any other variation of that, it's nice because it's right there. It looks like we're leaving the Netherlands finally and heading into Germany. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there's the sign. It's very uneventful.
Yeah, the
Not
signs
like
here, the signs here are not nearly as grand as they are in the States when you're leaving one state and going into another.